Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan video here, and this one is a little interesting. You guys have noticed that I've been on JP Dokkan lately. The reason for this is that in my heart of hearts, I was having a little trouble getting over the fact that when the god of global Dokkan himself dropped, LR Broly, featured unit and everything, I was not able to get him with 2,105 stones exactly. And that has killed me on the inside, as LR Broly stands at the top of the food chain, dominating on global, and your boy just did not have him. So I went over to JP Dokkan, and I got myself a shiny LR Goku Black. So I have been giving so much love to JP recently, but global released this Dokkan Ultimate Speed Battle event, which is really cool. A nice little feature that they added into this game, along with the fact that it is kind of like a timed event where you can go through as fast as you can. Here's the team we'll be rocking. My hero team is probably my best team on global. I think the best possible team I could run would be this strength team right here with an LR Broly friend. And then I have Goten, 17, and Trunks basically acting as supports, giving tons of ki, and then Trunks the extra damage. And then my Omega, Gogeta, LR Broly, and LR Frieza would absolutely just wreck everything. I'm pretty sure that's the best possible global team I could build. But in terms of this event, with just units that I myself have, this hero team should suffice. Now, I think that the main reason that they added this, we'll go ahead and we will go through your boy Trunks. We'll go ahead and just blast Trunks out of here. Now, there's an event going on, I believe it is at Anime Expo, where they brought in a bunch of people playing Dokkan Battle who actually race against each other. From what I heard, it's a really fun event that took place. I know a lot of big Dokkan players were there. Rhymestyle was there, Living Ichigo were there. A lot of people were there showing the event love, and it was, again, really fun. And I think to coincide with that event that they had, they went ahead and released this mode on Global Dokkan. Which, again, not only does it time you when you go through these stages, but it also times you when you go through every single stage in the game, regardless of what it is. And so, like, it's, like, really fun. Like, that's a cool thing. The other thing that is actually rather interesting and surprising as well, I would add, is that this is not on the Japanese version of Dokkan Battle. Currently, this is global exclusive. Now, I've seen many kind of theories and questions as to what a lot of this means. Now, one thing I have noticed that I do want to talk about, I do want to address, is the fact that all of these times that you do on all of these stages, it is stored on the server side for Bandai. So what that means, in layman's terms, is that they can look at any time and see how fast you were able to beat any such event. So, let's use an example. Let's say, Joe Zippo went ahead and beat Boss Rush in a flat time of 5 minutes. And, me, I beat it in, I don't know, like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. Most people, it took them over an hour unless they had, LR Broly teams probably might have been able to get it done under an hour. Maybe a version with like a Fuse Zamasu and several other units was able to get, through it rather quickly. But most people, around an hour. But, Joe Zippo decided he was going to use mods, and he beat Boss Rush in 5 minutes with an instant win mod just to get himself those free stones. So it is very possible that what Bandai is doing, actually, is, kind of adding in another way that they could kind of crack down on people who are modding, hacking, whatever you want to call it. Daddy Bandai wants everyone to know that we are all their bitch. They say move, and bitch, we better move. I think that is what Bandai's trying to do. Now, here's the thing, too. I myself, I have never modded. I've never, duped stones. No shenanigans have come from me whatsoever on Dokkan Battle. But at the same time, while I understand why, Bandai has done some bannings and stuff in the past, I'm not so sure, really, how much I actually agree with them banning people the way they have. Let me kind of give an example for you here. So imagine for a second we're actually gonna pop these bomas to kind of speed things up a little bit here too. Imagine that, you know, you're a father of 3 kids, right? And let's say you've got a beautiful wife. Let's say you've got a house that you're paying a mortgage on. You know, your son, you know, needs help with his homework. Your daughter has got soccer practice to attend to. You've got lots of engagements to go to with a lot of your friends. Just a ton of things. You have a very busy life, but you're also an avid fan of Dragon Ball. You know, you love Dragon Ball Z growing up. You know, now you're into Dokkan Battle. You love Dokkan Battle. But you don't have time in your busy schedule to grind up the super attack of your LR Broly. You don't have the time to go through that stage 500 fucking times as Broly never drops. You don't have time to beat Broly 11 more times to get the medals through that very annoying event which Broly's boss fight is, since you gotta lower his defense. You just don't have time for it. So, you know, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna grind Broly on your Dokkan Battle account, a mobile phone game, or are you gonna take, you know, your son to football practice? So I do think some people who have modded have been in situations like that. You know, they just, for real, did not have that much time to put to it. Now, I know some people won't accept that as an excuse, but guess what? That's the real world we live in. Everyone has different circumstances. So, I don't entirely agree with Bandai's, you know, blanket bans that they essentially have handed out to both the global and the Japanese version. Neither version of the game was exempt from these bans, by the way. Never was a fan of it. You know, myself, I never cared that people modded or anything like that. As far as I was concerned, it was none of my fucking business. That was between people who did it and themselves. My opinion had no, you know, point being there. So I never gave a shit. But now that Bandai has decided, you know, to hand out all these bans, then I will give my opinion, and that's I don't give a fuck. And I think Bandai, for the most part, probably shouldn't give a fuck either. Because these people who got some of their accounts banned, for real, not only did they not do anything wrong, but they also might have put a lot of money into their account. Or shit, they might have, you know, so much time went into building it. They just didn't have as much time as other people. And you know what? It's just sad. Let's go ahead, you know, let's go through Janemba and Kaioken Goku. Why not? You know, you could pick any number of these routes here. I never have gone through the Janemba swing of things. So let's go ahead and just blow through our boy Janemba here. Because Janemba, in my opinion, the intelligence Janemba, obviously the strength Janemba is going to be way different later on. But I believe the intelligence Janemba to be probably the easiest boss fight in the game. Because this strength Janemba goes out like a bitch. And then intelligence Janemba gets dealt extra damage by Super Saiyans. Now, you guys might realize, oh, wait a minute. That sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. Every single one of the fucking best units in the game has the Super Saiyan fucking link. So, you get the intelligence Janemba, and you're like, oh, hey, here's my Vegito Blue. Goodbye, Janemba, as you take just quadrillion damages from the Super Saiyan link that we're busting out. If that was my Vegito Blue, who had a dupe path and everything, Janemba would not have made it past Vegito Blue. But since that's the crappy friend one that they gave for this event, we actually did get by it, and now we had to finish off with our Super Vegito. Very sad, but, you know, that is life. Am I going to cry about it, or are we going to go beat Kaioken Blue Goku's ass in right here? Now, the other thing I do want to talk about with this is the fact that, you know, JP obviously, you know, does not have this right now. On the JP version of this game, there is no all this time shit, you know, this actual timed event right here. None of that is available, and I personally do think it is not fair. Now, I know a lot of people, I want to choose my words carefully, but I know a lot of people are like, no, fuck JP. They always get all the cool shit. They're always talking shit to us. It's time for Global to get something for a change. And it's like, listen, you know, a lot of people, wow, oh, Gogeta, oh my goodness, Gogeta, calm down, boy. But a lot of people were so happy when LR Broly dropped on Global. Not because of how amazing he was, how hype he was, but just specifically for the fact that JP did not have him. I never liked that. Even back then, when I was a strictly Global-only player, I was not the biggest fan of the fact that Global had something JP did not. I think it is ideal if both versions had all of the same stuff, which is why it kills me that JP has a banner which could very well turn out to be a JP exclusive banner in the Dragon Ball Heroes banner, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you consider that Dragon Ball Heroes is owned by fucking Bandai. Like, all the Dragon Ball stuff, like, this is all Bandai, so there should be no licensing issues in, you know, moving this one banner with a couple units over to the West. I just do not see the value in not bringing it to the West. I just really don't. So, you know, when one of those units from that Dragon Ball Heroes banner, a bunch of what-if units, Super Saiyan Adult Gotenks, when he got his Dokkan Awakening into Super Saiyan 3 Adult Gotenks, I was very saddened to the possibility that Global will never get the sexiness that is Adult Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I just think it is absolutely absurd. And it's just not fair to Global players. So not only do I think should Global get that Heroes banner, should get Super Saiyan 3 Adult Gotenks, but JP should also get the cool, you know, Dokkan speed battle mode shit, all this time shit. JP should get that as well. And I do think that's not like a crazy thing to say, you know, a crazy claim to make that, you know, oh, JP should just get the exact same treatment, just like Global. That's another thing, too. I really wish Global would speed things up. For a while there, they were catching up. Global was almost to the point where they were only 3 months behind, right around the time when Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks came out. But then Global decided, you know what? Let's really, really slow things down so that they could go ahead and make it. Excuse me. They wanted to make it, I think, so that the 2-year anniversary lined up completely. That is what they tried to do. That's why I think they decided to push all of this shit back again, is because they wanted the 2-year anniversary for Global to be like right around the date when the game, you know, the 1-year anniversary was and when the game originally came out, which is so stupid to intentionally have the game go stale for weeks at a time. Go back to March for Global Dokkan. Nothing was happening. We had the Dead Yamcha event, and that was basically it. It was so sad of a time to be a Global Dokkan player. And really, right now, Global's kind of going through a similar dry spell as, you know, they released Boss Rush and this fun, you know, Dokkan Little Speed event. But outside of that, you know, Global players don't have shit to do. We're just waiting for Super Saiyan 4s. Meanwhile, Japan, you know, they got that shiny LR Goku Black. They got the brand new Tech Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and Global is just sitting there, thumbs up our asses. What are we gonna do? I just wish the disparity between the two versions would end. I wish every version could get everything, and I wish Daddy Bandai could get their dicks out of all the player base's asses and actually let some of them breathe and not, you know, be coming down everyone's throat like fucking Shaft or something, trying to ban everyone. I just don't see what is the value in scaring your player base into thinking, you know, so many people now, it's like if you play the Japanese version of the game and they put up like a little red notice, which they put the little red notice up all the time for all sorts of things. You know, when there's maintenance announced or any shit like that, they put up, it's a red notice on JP. That also was the color of the ban notices that were handed out on JP a while back. So anytime now there's a red notice, you go on the Dokkan Battle subreddit and you will see littered with posts about, what is this? I'm not getting banned, am I? And these are players who are legit, who have done no cheating, no duping or anything, and they're very fearful that they might lose their hard-earned account, and it's just absolute bullshit that Bandai has put this fear into people for no reason. Very, very shameful. But anyway, while I've been talking, we have been going through this mode. I do actually really like this mode, kind of like a mini boss rush. It's very fun, and I also do like the idea of fighting, like, you know, all of these bosses in a row, and it's time. There's an actual time there that you could share with your friends and try and beat the times. That is just something that is so cool. It's honestly, to be honest, it's a mode that probably should have been in this game a while back. Because I don't know that we would ever see true multiplayer on Dokkan And people who think there's ever going to be trading, that's a pipe dream. Trading, no matter what limitations you would put on trading in this game, people would always find ways to absolutely just body these limitations and end up with any unit they wanted. Again, it doesn't matter what kind of limitations you try and put on it, it just flat out would not work. So this is like the closest thing to multiplayer that I think Dokkan Battle will get. And hopefully we'll see it on JP in due time. It'll be very fun. That would be very, very fun to have. Alright, so, ooh, woo! The Vegito is trading sword attacks right there. The only thing I don't understand here is, why, oh why, do the friend units have such piss-poor stats? That's the thing that just absolutely baffles me. It's like they give you that Vegito Blue with zero dupe system integration whatsoever. All of the friend units have no dupe system attributes whatsoever, which is just very, very bizarre. Like, you're never really going to be, you know, doing an event, and you're going to get to a point where a unit is not going to have dupe system integration. And here's why it's weird is, I guess they decided not to do it. We'll fight Vegito Blue. I guess they decided not to do it to kind of, you know, make it fair with everyone. But, I mean, if everyone's getting the same unit, it would be fair. I guess what you could say they're trying to do is maybe take out the randomness in it. Because the fact that the friend unit has zero dupe system integration whatsoever means that there's no, like, randomness to what abilities they're going to use. And I guess I could sort of get why they decided to do that there. Although, personally, you know, I guess I've already, you know, talked long enough that I think they should have had something. Because, like, the friend units just are, they're quite bad. I mean, let's be real here. Not the strongest. Like, see, even if this Goku super attacks right there, my Vegito Blue would have been able to tank it and we would have been fine, because guess what? He's got tons of dupe system integration. His health is a lot higher than normal. His defense is a lot higher than normal. Let's go ahead and, we will have Vegito Blue hits you, and we'll have Gotenks hit him, or that was Vegito, and then Gotenks will just clear up whatever's left. We don't need to heal here, because we are going to absolutely just body these guys. Although this is the friend Vegito Blue, who does significantly less damage than mine does, but he's still gone. Goodbye! And then Gogeta might actually one-shot this Vegeta right here, because Gogeta, again, he's one of those original God leads, and his, yeah, there we go. His stats are so high. He gets such a ridiculous boost from the dupe system, attribute system, potential system, whatever it is you want to call it. He gets such a ridiculous boost from it that he really just starts laying on the pain so much. We're going to go ahead and bust out these Bulma items, which are severely underrated, by the way. And we're going to go ahead and just absolutely whitewash Vegito Blue here. It shouldn't take very long to blow him away. We'll lead with Super Vegito just to get that little extra buff. And then I think by the time we get over to Kaioken Blue, he probably will finish this fight off. I guess it would depend on how much oh, okay, he's supering. That's fine. I guess it would depend really on how much damage, if we got like any crits or anything. Maybe we won't finish him off. And he super attack too, you prick. That was actually rather annoying. Super attacking first turn. Not a big fan of that, but yeah, get that critical counter. And it's done. Kaioken Blue. Yeah, Kaioken Blue is actually a unit who is very underrated. He really is. Okay, so let's see. What is our rotation here? We'll have a Dokkan attack coming up soon. You know what? Your boy is actually going to drop a Ghost Usher right here and just say, poof! No turn for you, Vegito. And we'll go ahead and do this. And Gogeta. And we're probably going to be close. Oh, yeah, this will be perfect, actually. We'll be closing in on a Dokkan attack, I think probably for the next fight. The next fight should be against Sin Shenron, which he can be a little annoying. Not Sin Shenron, but obviously his second form, Omega Shenron. because, you know, without the GT link to do that extra damage, or, you know, to break through his barrier, you really can spend just an absolute shitload of time on that fight, as what happened to me when I was going through Boss Rush recently, where I was just stuck on Omega for so long. Even if you get crits, it doesn't break through Omega's barrier. Speaking of that, that's the one thing that was really killing me about Boss Rush, is like, you know, going through like Broly. Broly is the unit that I guess, you know, probably gave me the most trouble in Boss Rush. And the reason is because he's got that ridiculous high defense, and I don't have any heroes that greatly lower defense. Of course, the units that do that, ooh, an additional, nice. The units that do that being, you know, Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, the intelligence one, and then, of course, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Those are two units who I have never had the fortune of pulling. Gotenks, I have not really tried to summon for him very much. I believe on his original banner, I did one YOLO single. I think that was it. And then on the second banner he was here was the Christmas GSSR banner that had Super Vegito, it had Super Gogeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. On that banner, of the 3 GSSR multi-summons I did, I was only able to get a physical Gotenks. Didn't get one of those other, like, you know, God Leader type units that were there. Although, that physical Gotenks is a monster, and of course you guys see we are actually using him here. But I will be getting that, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I'll be purchasing him with the blue stone that we will be getting during the 2-year anniversary. I think if you purchase the highest monetary value pack, you'll actually get a God Lead, one of the 5 leaders, be it Omega, Buhan, the physical Broly, who's honestly not that good, Super Vegito, and then Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Of course, I myself will be going for the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, because he's the only one of the 5 I do not have. Although, I have seriously been considering getting a dupe for Omega Shenron, because Omega is probably, like, he's one of my top favorite units in this game. And I would say, without a doubt, he is definitely one of the most underrated units in this game as well. The just amount of damage that he is capable of mitigating is absolutely insane. And I feel like a lot of people don't even realize just exactly how much damage he prevents you from taking, which is like it is a really big deal. So we've got these Bulma items. This will allow us to get through this a little quicker than otherwise. Those are another thing that a lot of people really need to be kind of tuned into, is just how useful these items can be, because it'll allow us to take, you know, obviously way less damage than we normally would. We'll also be cycling, ooh boy, no, we want the friend one there. Well, he is, okay, never mind, we're fine. He's sealed. I was gonna say, this is the only thing, is that Omega absolutely bodies physical units. Like, it's bad. So, this would be a concern right here, believe it or not, if he was not sealed. Because Omega could do, you know, close to probably 100,000 damage or something to a physical unit. But obviously, we know what happens with Super Vegito. You know, you want to target all of your attacks in one location? That's fine, bro. Tell us how that works out for you, as Vegito just does, you know, hundreds of thousands of damage per counter. Even Vegito Blue, not so bad. Yeah, so we are about to go ahead and finish up this event here. Looks like I'm actually going to go through all of my items. I've been so focused and, like, talking and shit that I've just been, like, blowing through my items like crazy. That's funny. By leading off with our base form Vegito here, though, we'll give the little extra boost to our damage that I think we'll need to go ahead and finish your boy off right here. I could have led with Kaioken Blue in the first slot to mitigate damage, but I'm relatively certain that we will be able to finish it in this turn, because my Gogeta with his dupe system integration just does that much damage. Oh, yeah, and so does Kaioken Blue, who is so underrated. You know, I know a lot of people love running the OG Super Saiyan Blue Goku instead of Kaioken Blue, but I promise you, he hits fucking hard, and he is very underrated. We talked about a lot of shit that was underrated in this video, but okay. Anyway, that is the Dokkan Ultimate Battle Speed event, you know, going through all 3 stages. There's different, you know, paths you can go through all stages. A really cool thing. I do love that. You know, I'm glad they're showing global love, and I also do hope it moves over to the Japanese version soon. But anyway, take care, guys. Later.